Hi. I'm going to do my first video before my surgery. My name is Karine, and my video channel on YouTube is Back to My Future and VSG, and I'm going to kind of give you a background of who I am and what I've been up to. And before I start this, I'm doing this as a challenge, or accepting the challenge that Minnie Me in Tennessee put out. For those who are doing new videos, this will be my first video. And so I'm a little nervous, and I'm not sure how this is going to turn out because I hate videotaping myself, but I just wanted to, I've been watching videos now for 9 months. Back in April of last year, I had the first of 3 episodes of supraventricular tachycardia, which caused my heart to race at 180 to 200 beats per minute. And the third time that it happened, in I believe June, I actually had the troponin levels in my heart went up. So the doctors were worried that I was having a heart attack. Now, I should tell you that I do not have heart disease of any kind. They said my heart is fine, but I had what they described as a birth defect, which is 2 different nerves in my heart causing, and they were competing with each other trying to get my heart to regulate. So I had that taken care of in July of 2016. I went and had an ablation done. They went up through my vein, and they fried one of the nerves. And since then, I've been okay as far as my heart. But the cardiologist looked at me, or talked to me, and he said, how long have you been dieting? And I said, well, over 30 years, because I've been dieting since my oldest daughter was born. And so he said, well, how long do you want to keep playing this game? You're 54 years old, and you've been dieting for 33 years. Are you going to keep doing this, or what are you going to do? So he suggested that I look into vertical sleeve gastrectomy. And my sister had Roux-en-Y before, and I didn't like the results. I mean, I didn't like the side effects that she had, because she would be eating dinner and probably eating the wrong thing, of course, and she'd fall asleep at the table, and I just thought that was stupid. But I've been trying everything to lose the weight, and in December of 99, my father passed away from complications of diabetes. In 2007, my 47-year-old sister passed away after 7 years of dialysis that was the cause of her kidneys being destroyed from diabetes. And then my mother passed away in October of 2014 from complications of both diabetes and heart disease. She had a massive heart attack, but the diabetes didn't help, and she was overweight. My dad was overweight. My sister was overweight. In my family, all of my siblings and I are overweight. There's diabetes on both my grandparents or grandmothers, one of my grandparents or grandfathers, I'm sorry, and all of my aunts and uncles have diabetes, and most of them have died from results of diabetes. So I do not have diabetes. Out of I have 6. There's 6 of us in our family, and of my siblings, and out of the 6 of us, only 2 of us do not have diabetes. And actually, the amazing thing is, it's the ones that have the dark hair and the brown eyes that don't have diabetes. The blonde, blue-eyes all have diabetes, and they take after my father's side of the family, which is saturated with diabetes. So after talking to the cardiologist, I looked into VSG, and I talked to my primary care doctor, and he agreed that it's something I should do. My health is good enough to go ahead and do it, but they're worried about the tachycardia and the risk of me getting diabetes at this stage. And I'm probably 80 to 100 pounds overweight. So they said that I should check into it. So in July, I made my first appointment at Essentia Health in Duluth at St. Mary's Hospital. And I've been seeing a counselor, I've been seeing a nutritional counselor since July. I started seeing a psychologist in, I believe, October. Could have been September, I'm not sure. And then, so I saw those people, and I was only supposed to have 6 months of counseling, but it turned into 8 months of counseling. And I don't know if it's something I said during one of my visits. I'm not sure, but they never clarified that for me. But it was starting to irritate me because I was doing all the things they were asking me to do. I was keeping a food journal, I was exercising, I was doing all that stuff, eating slower. But I might have said something in one of my meetings with the nutritionist to the effect that I was having difficulty refraining from eating cake or something like that. I didn't eat the cake, but I was having difficulty thinking that I wanted the cake. And I don't like cake. I'm not a big cake person. So I didn't know what to do. And so I kept going. And then the last visit I had, I think it was in February, with my nutritionist, I told her that, they're worried about the tachycardia. When is this going to happen? And she's like, what tachycardia? It's like she didn't read my file or something. So she didn't know I had the episodes of SVT. So within days, she had an appointment with a surgeon in March, and then early March, and then he put in the request for insurance, and it was supposed to take 2 weeks. Well, 2 weeks later, my best friend passed away, and then I had the flu, so I didn't really check with them. But after 6 weeks, I still hadn't heard from the insurance company or from the hospital. So I called them and I said, what's going on? I haven't heard anything about my approval. And so they checked, and I had been approved back in the middle of February or March, and nobody had contacted the hospital and nobody had contacted me. So they right away got me scheduled for my surgery, which is May 4th, which is next week on Thursday. So right today was my first day of my liquid diet. And so I'm getting ready and gearing up. Today I saw my primary doctor for the pre-surgery consultation. And so I'm gearing up to get the surgery next Thursday. And I'm not even nervous. I think I've watched enough videos. I don't know how many people I've watched on YouTube, but I've watched at least 10 to 15 different people in their journeys, and the successes and the failures and the worries and the complications, and I'm totally up on what's going to happen in this process. And so I feel comfortable with what I'm doing. I've researched it enough. I'm not somebody that just decides something and then goes from that. So I've researched it, I've studied it. I'm confident that it's exactly what I need at this point, and I'm looking forward to it. I was kind of hoping this would be done before winter or before summer started, but it didn't, for whatever reason, and maybe it was because I had other things I needed to take care of, and so I'm really looking forward to getting this done and starting on this journey of getting myself healthy again. My husband and I like to go out hiking, and he's a bird watcher and I'm a photographer. So these are things that we like to do, and I just don't want to be encumbered with my weight anymore. I want to be able to be healthy again. So the last weigh-in was this morning, and last night, because I knew today was my day for the first day of my liquid diet, I ordered the foods that I knew I wouldn't be able to eat again. So I had fettuccine last night, and I ordered from Sammy's and they delivered it. I had some deep fried cauliflower, and I ordered a Caesar salad. And I didn't eat it all. My husband ate the rest when he came home from work, but I was full. I haven't eaten that much for a long time. So this morning when I weighed in at the doctor's office, I was 225. My highest weight ever was 245. And in 2015, I did a juice fast for 27 days in February. And at that time it was 245. And in the 27 days that I fasted, I lost 35 pounds. And even after I ended the fast, I never gained that total amount back. So I gained some back, but I didn't gain the whole amount back. But I just could never get back onto the juicing thing where I could juice for a while and expect it to help. And so I would buy the fruits and vegetables and I'd get them in the refrigerator, and I just didn't feel like doing it for whatever reason. So I plan on doing some juicing when my surgery's over, at least one a day, just to get those nutrients in that I need, because I have the juicer and I have the vegetables, and so I'm gonna get gearing up for that. But the nutritionist didn't want me to do it during this portion of the journey. She wanted me to not juice. They're so afraid of the sugar that's in vegetables and fruits, which I don't quite understand, because I believe that God put the sugar in there for us, and so if He'd wanted us to not have sugar, He wouldn't have put sugar in there. But whatever, I'm just going to do what they're saying, and then when I get my surgery, I'm going to follow the procedures until I can start doing things on my own. I highly believe that the nutrition you get from juicing is better than the vitamins that you could take. Now, I will be taking my vitamins because I don't want to have those problems either, but I loved the juice, carrot and kale. I love mixing them together and making my own juices up. So I probably will be doing that in my new life as a VSG patient. So this is just kind of an intro to tell you where I've been at. I don't know how it's going to go. I've had gallbladder surgery before. I had my gallbladder removed, so they're going to try and use the same scars from that. So I'm hoping that the recovery time will be about the same as my gallbladder surgery was. And I don't remember it being terrible, so I'm hoping that it'll be about the same. They are going to try and check and see if if I have a hiatal hernia, because of the acid reflux I've been having. I've been taking omeprazole for a couple years now, but I take it about every other day or every other third day or so. It's not something I take on a daily basis. I try not to take any medications if I can, and even the pain medication that I've had for my gallbladder surgery, I ended up not even using it, and so I ended up having to take it back take it to the police station because I didn't use it. So I'm hoping that that's the same thing. I hope I recover good. The only thing I'm really afraid of is the nausea, because I really don't like being nauseous. But I warned the anesthesiologist, is that what you call him? And the doctor, I've warned him that I'm very prone to nausea, so they're going to give me a patch on my arm for nausea before we even go into the surgery. So I'm hoping that prevents any nausea after surgery, because nothing is worse than trying to heave when you've had stitches and stuff. So anyway, Minnie Me in Tennessee, I'm doing this as part of your challenge. I don't know what I'm going to do in the future. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing this, because I'm not so sure I'm comfortable with it yet, but I've watched enough videos to know that not everybody continues the videoing. In fact, a lot of the people I've followed have really petered off as far as keeping updates going, and so I keep trying to search new people to follow, so I haven't heard anything from Jody for a while, and so I'm kind of waiting for a video from her, because I was kind of worried about her, because I think Jody is the one that was dealing with cancer before her surgery, so I kind of want to know what's going on with her. But Made Up Mama, I love watching you. I am so encouraged by you, because I'm planning also to go vegan after I have my surgery and start introducing food. I've been wanting to go vegan for a while, because I know meat and dairy bothers my stomach a lot. I quit drinking milk probably 6 years ago, because every time I drank milk I felt like I ate a Thanksgiving turkey, and it was terrible. And so I quit drinking that cow's milk. And from what I've learned lately, I mean, watching all the documentaries, it was probably the best thing I could have done. And so I drink mostly almond milk, but now they want me to drink soy milk, because almond milk doesn't have enough protein. I like rice milk too, but that's again doesn't have enough protein. So I plan on doing that, and so I'm watching you closely to see how you do. I encourage you to keep sharing what you've learned about being vegan. I come from a religious background that is mostly vegan, so it's going to be easy in my faith community to get help with recipes and different ideas. The town I live in here, one of our churches here has a program called CHIP, and so twice a year she does a whole 6 weeks or 8 weeks program on Tuesdays and Thursdays where they teach you how to live on just plant-based things, and so I plan on joining that. Also, then in between her sessions, she does a monthly get-together to encourage people. She actually, she goes and grocery shops with you, the whole thing. And I love vegan food. I've grown up with it. My husband and I have backed way off on meat. We did that about 6 years ago, and it's been the best thing for us because we don't miss it at all. So, it really does change your palate when you don't eat meat. And I think that's a good thing. And I'm kind of encouraging my kids to go that direction too, because I think just meat is filthy right now. I just think there's so many problems with meat. So anyway, we'll see how this goes. Keep me in your prayers because I hope for this to be a success. I do not want to fail at this. I have every incentive in the world to keep going on this and to lose this weight so that I can be active and outside and doing the things I need to do. I'm tired of just feeling bad about myself. I'm just tired of it. And I'm tired of not being able to find clothes for myself or wear shoes that I want to wear. But that to me is not, I want to be able to get up and down. If I want to take a picture of a flower on the ground, I want to be able to lay down and be able to get back up. I want to go hiking with my husband and be able to go down rocks that don't cause my knees to hurt so much. And I want my asthma to go away. It's gotten better since I started this process, so I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I'm not eating meat anymore and I'm not eating or drinking milk. That's helped a lot. I haven't even needed my medication, but in the past I was addicted to Diet Coke, and then about 5-6 years ago I decided that I needed to quit the Diet Coke, and as a result I'd been having migraines really, really bad, terrible migraines, and I realized that I was actually getting medication for the migraines that were caused by the Diet Coke I was drinking. So when I stopped the Diet Coke, I haven't had a migraine medicine since. It's gone. It's done. And the asthma is better. And so I'm going to continue on that journey and make sure that I get rid of the dairy and the animal products. I really need to get that off. I'm not positive that I won't eventually at one point introduce it into my diet like once in a while, like at Thanksgiving, maybe having turkey. But really, I don't like turkey that well either. So there's some meat substitutes out there that are just as good as the turkey. And so I will just purchase those and do with that. So, all right, so I'm going to tag Minnie Me in Tennessee in this, if I can do that. And I'll hopefully post something during this week again to tell you how the liquid diet is going. I'm not too worried about it. I've done the juicing before. I've done the slim fast things before. And so I'm not too worried about the liquid diet. But the surgery is next Thursday. I'm in the hospital for 3 days. I get out, and then I gradually start recovering. And so I will probably post in the hospital after the surgery. And if I get time, I'll try to post before. I've just never done this before, so... and everybody says it really encourages them, and you guys have encouraged me to keep going on this process, and I have learned so much from all of your successes, all of your failures, and I appreciate any of you that share that. If you don't share your failures along with your successes, then people don't have the full information. So I'll try to do that also, and maybe it'll help to have this community, and support me, because I don't have a lot of local support. There's not a lot of people within the town here that I know, so I'm going to be doing this on my own as far as I know. So, all right, well, thank you very much. It's almost 20 minutes, and so I will close for now, and thank you very much for all of you guys have done up to this point, and keep up the good work, and I will post again. Hopefully I will get this done again. I have to wait till my grandkids are gone, so... Thank you very much. Talk to you later. Bye.